Exercise 1.3, question number 6. A certain freezing process requires that room temperature be lowered from 40 degrees centigrade at the rate of 5 degrees centigrade per hour. What will be the room temperature 10 hours after the process begins? Now what the question is saying, in a room, in a certain room, the freezing point is 40 degrees centigrade right now, but it has to be lowered down by 5 degrees centigrade every hour. Means after every hour the temperature will be lowered by 5 degree. What will be the room temperature they are asking after 10 hours? So what we will do? First we will mention ki what is the room temperature right now. The room temperature is 40 degrees centigrade. Temperature to be lowered per hour. Per hour means in every 1 hour it is 5 degree and the total numbers of hours is 10. So first let us calculate ki how much temperature will get lowered after 10 hours. So for that what we will do, 1 hour ka it is given and we need to find out for the 10. So we will multiply it and we will get 50 degrees centigrade. We need to lower this temperature by 50 degree. Now lower means we need to do the decrease, and for decrease we need to do the subtraction. So therefore the temperature after 10 hours of the room will be the present temperature minus the temperature to be lowered down, which is 50. We will get the answer as minus 10 degrees centigrade. So this is your question number 6. Let us move ahead with question number 7. In a class test containing 10 questions, 5 marks are awarded for each correct answer and minus 2 marks are awarded for every incorrect answer, and 0 for question not attempted. Means there was a test conducted in a class which carries 10 questions, and whosoever will get the correct answer, 5 marks will be awarded for each correct answer, and if your question is wrong, so minus 2 will get deducted from your score, and if you have not attempted any question, you will get 0. So 3 parts are given. Mohan, who got 4 correct answer and 6 incorrect answer. So you need to find out the total score. So what we will do, first we will write how many total questions are there. Total questions are 10. How many marks are allotted for each correct answer? Marks for each correct answer is 5. How many marks are allotted for each incorrect answer? This is minus 2. Now the first statement is Mohan gets 4 correct answer and 6 incorrect answer. So for that first we will find out how much marks he had scored for the correct answer. So if the question 4 questions are correct and marks for each question is 5. So therefore 20 marks he got for the correct answer. Similarly, we need to find the marks of incorrect answers as well. Marks for incorrect answer is 2 minus 2, and incorrect questions he had attempted is 6. So therefore his incorrect answers marks will be minus 12. Now we need to find the total score. So for total score what we'll do, we'll subtract the negative incorrect answers from the positive one. The positive is 20 and the negative the incorrect is 12. So we'll subtract, and therefore his total score is 8. Now again in second part they are saying Reshma gets 5 correct answer and 5 incorrect answer. So now Reshma got 5 correct and 5 incorrect. So again 5 correct answers and 5 marks for each correct answer. So total marks for correct answer is 25. Again 5 incorrect answer and minus 2 for each incorrect answer. Therefore minus 10 for all incorrect answer, and with this the total scores of Reshma will be from correct answer we'll subtract the negative answer, and we'll get that she had scored 15 marks in her test. Now in third part they are saying Hina got 2 correct and 5 incorrect answers. So again same method. For correct answer 2 multiplied by 5 we'll get 10, and for incorrect answer 5 multiplied by minus 2 minus 10. She scored 10 marks for the correct answer and she had lost 10 marks for the incorrect answer. So therefore her total score is 0. She had not got any marks in the test. So this was your question number 7. Now let us move ahead with question number 8. A cement company earns rupees 8 per bag of white cement sold and a loss of rupees 5 per bag of grey cement sold. It is somewhat related to 7th question only. 5 profit on selling white cement and loss on selling the grey cement. Company sells 3000 bags of white cement and 5000 bags of grey cement. We need to find whether the company had incurred the profit or had incurred the loss. So for that, what we'll do? 8 rupees per bag of white, so we'll calculate total profit earned by multiplying these two numbers, and 5000 bags of grey, per bag loss is 5, we'll multiply these total loss incurred. So how to write? First we will mention profit per bag of white cement is 8, loss per bag of grey cement is 5. Number of white cement is bags sold is 3000 and number of grey cement bags sold is 5000. So therefore the profit earned, altogether profit, one bag में rupees 8 profit is there and the number of bags is 3000. So what we will do? We'll multiply. The total profit is 24,000. Similarly, number of bags sold, grey cement bags sold is 5000 and loss per bag is 5. So we'll find out the total loss incurred. So total loss incurred is 5000 multiplied by 5, which is 25,000. Now we need to find whether the company had made overall profit or overall loss. So as you can see, the overall profit is 24,000 and the overall loss is 25,000. Therefore, the company had incurred a loss because loss is bigger than the profit. And how much loss? We'll subtract it and we'll find out that the company had incurred 1000 rupees loss. This was your question number 8, A part. Now let us move ahead with question number 8, B part also. What is the number of white cement bag it must sell to have neither profit nor loss if the number of grey cement bags sold is 6400. Now we need to find out the numbers of white bags sold. What is the number of white bags sold? If the company had to neither profit nor loss, the company had to make profit minus loss, which is 0, means the company doesn't want to earn any profit or loss. Number of grey bags sold is 6400. So how we will find? First we will find out what is the total loss incurred is. So total loss incurred is, as we know, 6400 is the number of bags sold and 5 rupees per bag. So we will find the total loss incurred is 32,000. Now we know profit minus loss is 0. We have made this statement. We need to find the profit as the number of white bags are not given. The profit minus the total loss incurred is 32,000 is equal to 0. So from here, from this statement, we'll get to know that the profit which we want is 32,000, so that there will be no profit or no loss. कंपनी ने लॉस 32,000 का किया है तो कंपनी को प्रॉफिट भी इतना अर्न करना कंपलसरी है. Now we need to find, this is our total profit. We need to find the number of bags. What is the formula for calculating the number of bags? As we know, the total profit is equal to number of profit multiplied by profit per bags. We know what is the profit per bag. The profit per bag is 8 rupees. So we'll write the equation as profit is equal to number of bags multiplied by 8. The total profit is 32,000. Number of bags we need to multiply. This 8 is multiplying here. It will go that side and it will get divided. So therefore the number of bags is 4,000. So this was your entire question number 8. Let us move ahead with question number 9. Replace the blank with true statement. Minus 3 multiplied by what number? By what number should I multiply minus 3 so as to get 27? So in this case, this you have already done in class 6th as well. What we'll do, we'll bring the number to the other side. This minus 3 is multiplying over here, and when it will go to the other side, it will get divided. Just simply divide 27 by 3. You'll get 9, and plus minus is minus. So therefore, we'll multiply minus 9 here in the bracket. Similarly, for your second part, by which number should I multiply 5 so as to get minus 35? Again the same process. 5 is multiplying over here. It will go to the other side and it will get divided. So 35 divided by 5 is 7, and again minus plus is minus. So by minus 7 we will multiply 5 so as to get the answer as minus 35. Again in C part also, by what number should I multiply minus 8 so as to get minus 56 as the answer? So simply minus 8 is multiplying over here. We'll take it to the other side and it will get divided. Just divide these two numbers. 56 divided by 8 is 7. Minus minus will get cancelled. So we will get plus 7 as our answer. And the last part of this exercise, same method. Minus, by what number should I multiply minus 12 so as to get 132? Same, 132 will get divided by minus 12 because 12 is multiplying over here, and when we will divide we will get 11 as answer, plus minus again minus 11. With minus 11 I will multiply minus 12 so as to get minus 30, answer as 132. So this was your question number 9 and the exercise 1.3.